Hello everybody, we welcome you inside the Heartland Event Center in Grand Island. Yes, it may be single digits outside, but it is getting heated up in here as the fans are getting their hot cocoa and ready for basketball today. In the fifth game of the day, we have the Auburn Bulldogs and the BRLD Wolverines. I am Jack McGonigal along with Jeff. Jeff, what do you think on this game?
It's going to be a good one. I mean, we're talking about two back-to-back state champions. You have Auburn, who is in C1. They won back-to-back state titles. They beat GICC last year. Then they beat North Bend Central a year ago off Cam Binder's game-winning shot. Then on the other side, you have BRLD, who's won back-to-back state championships in C2. Last season, they beat GICC. The year before, they beat UTAN. So this is one of the more better matchups you're going to see today, especially when you talk about in-state talent in an in-state matchup. I can't wait.
Yeah, it should be a good one. As you mentioned, defending two-time state champions. Auburn unbeaten this year. They're one heck of a team, and these guys met at the 2019 Heartland Hoops Classic, and BRLD won that game. And do you think BRLD, what do they need to do in order to make them beat Auburn again?
Well, they're going to limit Cam Binder. The UNK basketball commit really can light it up from the scoreboard. And it's funny that you mentioned that because Auburn is currently riding a 54-game winning streak. Their last loss, like you just mentioned, 2 years ago in 2019 at this arena, BRLD beat Auburn. And ever since then, Auburn hasn't lost a game. So they kind of monkey on their back a little here with this game.
Absolutely.
So it should be a really good matchup. Plenty of talent out there in battle of Class C state champions. Can't wait. Just about ready for tip.
And the tip is won by Auburn. Number 2, Cam Binder with it. And the Bulldogs will have it. Here we go. And here's Binder. Binder going to give it to Ryan Binder. And Ryan Binder back out. And number 5, that's Cade Paetzel. And he puts it in. And the Bulldogs are ahead 2-0. And now here come the Wolverines. And with the ball for Micah Henshin has it for BRLD. He's going to drive, and that's going to be Lucas Vogt with it. He is blocked away. And here comes Binder with it.
Yeah, Lucas Vogt is going to be that point guard. Everything's going to run through him offensively, so it's going to be a big key to Auburn to limit his production today.
And a turnover there, so it's going to go back to BRLD with 7:08 to go. And this should be a fun, high-anticipating matchup, as both these teams are very, very talented. Bohannon Jr. is going to give it off, and here is Elliot Nottleman, with the ball. And here's Vogt. Vogt's going to drive, lays it in, left-handed layup, and good. And it is 2-2 here in Grand Island.
It's like a wide receiver running around, or running back hitting a hole. Vogt just took off down the lane. And then when he starts to go finishing, it's hard to really defend him around the rim.
Absolutely, and the bucket there is good for Auburn. They lead 4-2, and Auburn under the legendary head coach, Jim Weeks.
Yeah, it really has put this Auburn program in a map, one of the best programs, period, across all classes in Nebraska. And they're looking for the coveted three-peat. Both these teams are, for the first time since Omaha Central did it in the early 2010s.
And the 3 is good, so BRLD ahead by 1 now. BRLD shooting the ball well here in the early on. As now Cam Binder has it, and Binder gives it off to Ferrari. And now back to Paetzel. Paetzel to Binder. That's Ryan Binder. So you got Ryan, Maverick, and Cam Binder all on this Auburn team. And now number 3, Maverick Binder with it. So you got Cam and Maverick Binder, the brothers, and then Ryan, the cousin. No set of triplets here for the Bulldogs. And a quick timeout taken, 5-4. And it's been quick energy so far as the Wolverines jump out to a 1-point lead. And some of these BRLD fans hoping to see what they did 2 years ago and snap this Auburn 54-game winning streak, you said. And the Bulldogs, yes, have taken the last 2 state titles, as has BRLD.
Yeah, with Auburn, I mean, when they played on February 9th 2 years ago, the game wasn't really even close. BRLD beat Auburn 68-52. So, I mean, it was competitive, but they pulled it down the stretch. And so, really, that wasn't close. So it should be interesting to see how Auburn, both these teams rely on high energy. I mean, most basketball teams do, but you can just tell by the energy on each other's bench that they're pumped up for this matchup. And who wouldn't? Heartland Hoops in Grand Island taking on a fellow 2-time state champion, back-to-back state champion.
So BRLD standing for Bancroft Rosalie Lions Decatur, if you were unaware of what the abbreviations meant. And now the Wolverines have the basketball in the black, Auburn in the white. Nice spin move. And no, doesn't go for Vogt. And it goes back to Auburn. Here's Cam Binder. And Binder is going to give it to Ryan Binder. And Ryan Binder over to Paetzel. Back to Cam. Now in Ryan's hands and down low. And nearly the dunk by Frary. Doesn't get it to go, though. A nice attempt and foul called. And that one might be on Daniel Frary, number 14 for the Dogs.
And yeah, that's going to be something interesting to watch down on the post as you see Brett Baltensperger check in, 6'5" junior. He's a lot thicker than Daniel Frary is. Frary's a guy you can put out on the perimeter and shoot the basketball. But you see Baltensperger, he's going to be the guy that you can put down low, muscle some rebounds, and get some points down in the paint.
And look at the hustle there. Ryan Binder goes after that one, and it forces a BRLD turnover. And now UNK commit Cam Binder is under the basket. And Cam Binder, known for the notorious shot his sophomore year to win them their first state championship in basketball in school history, as now is committed with the Lopers of Kearney. Here's Paetzel driving. Under the basket right now. Got 2 Wolverines on him. Tries the reverse stuff, but doesn't go. But into the hands of Paetzel, and Paetzel puts it in. 6'5", so gets a gift, and he puts it in. And the Dogs now ahead by 1. 4:14 to go, first quarter.
Yeah, Paetzel.
Vogt's going to take an open 3, and you can't really leave Vogt that wide open. He's going to knock it down most of the time. Auburn dodges a bullet, and he misses there. Maverick Binder gets it up to Cam. And Cam's going to go to Ryan Binder, back down to Maverick. Maverick on that left side gets it down to the post. Frary, and he gets blocked, gets his own board, and can't get it to go that time. Foul called. Believe that one will be on Dylan Butler, the 6'5" senior for BRLD.
Yeah, when you talk about guys who have similar skill sets and just similar in size and whatnot, you couldn't. Dylan Butler and Daniel Frary is up there with guys who are just so similar in terms of that. And you said in their matchup together down low and on the perimeter is going to be really fun to see.
For sure. So 6-5 now, and the first free throw doesn't go for Frary, but he does hit the second. And now it's a 7-5 Bulldog lead. Here come the Wolverines. Here's Vogt, Lucas Vogt. Great player for BRLD. And a little over-the-head pass. It was Bohannon Jr. wanted to find his big man down low, just a little bit too high. He's not that tall. And it'll result in a BRLD turnover. It goes back to Auburn. And now Cam Binder will bring the ball up the floor a little bit slower than normal. And he's going to find Ryan Binder on the left side. He's going to find Paetzel. Paetzel at the wing. Now Ryan Binder drives, left side, kicks it back out. Cam Binder, 3-ball, no good, off the mark, into the hands of BRLD. And here come the Wolverines. And now on the right side is Nodelman. Nodelman gets it off to Butler. And a foul is called.
So Paetzel got charged with the foul there.
So Paetzel commits the foul. He's already got 4 of the Auburn 7 points. And now Nodelman has it. He's going to give it off to Butler, who's going to go to Vogt. Here's Vogt on the right side behind the three-point line. He wants to drive, but it gets stolen away. And into the hands of Ferrari. Ferrari is going to give up to Cam Binder. Cam Binder, tough, wild layup, doesn't get it to go. But right there for Auburn is Daniel Ferrari. And he puts it in 9-5 Bulldogs. And this team looking good so far. And now down on the BRLD side, three ball, no good.
Seemed like BRLD was just a little panicked there to get a basket after giving up one. I mean, the shot was open, but BRLD's got to find higher percentage shots here.
Now here's Binder. Binder going to kick it out to Ryan Binder. Binder on the left side. And Ryan Binder being guarded by Henshin. And now Paetzel has it. He gives it off to Maverick. Binder, goes back to Ferrari. Ferrari, a little thought about the three, doesn't take it. He's going to give it to Ryan Binder. Ryan Binder's going to drive, kicks it back out to Maverick. Maverick, three on the way, good. Maverick Binder hits the right-sided three ball. And Auburn off to a hot start, ahead 12-5 with about a minute and a half to go in the opening quarter. Here's Bohannon Jr., the 6-foot senior for BRLD. Nice pass. The scoring drought ends for BRLD. He finds Vogt easily. And Vogt has 4 now.
Yeah, just cut into the basket really quick. Again, like I mentioned, like a running back hitting the hole.
And just a defensive letdown there is nobody in the paint to stop Paetzel. And Paetzel is 6 now. It's 14-7. Dogs in front, minute to go here in the opening quarter. Here's Vogt. Vogt has it at the free throw line and nearly throws it away, but Butler just secures it. And Butler gives it off to Bohannon Sr. Here's Bohannon Sr. Nice Auburn bench clapping, and it's a steal. It's a steal by Paetzel, and he's going to bring the ball up the floor before he gives it up to Ryan Binder. And Binder will give it to Cam.
Yeah, Auburn's going to hold, hopefully for them, they're probably going to try to hold for the last shot. This BLRD can't get any offensive consistency. They've gotten some good opportunities. Vogt has been pretty good for him, but you see Auburn, a bunch of guys stepping up. That's why they have a 7-point lead.
Under 10. Here's Cam Binder with it. Vogt's on him. Spin move. Drives towards the paint. Is he going to lose control? Fade away. No good. And out of bounds. It will stay with Auburn with 1.2 seconds to go. And kind of a wild, tough shot there from Cam Binder. But time was running out. Didn't have many other options. And Ryan Binder over the head. And it's just a whole bunch of nothing. So at the end of the first quarter, Auburn leads 14-7 on BRLD. And you are watching the 2021 Heartland Hoops Classic right here on Strive.
Truck Center Companies, keeping America's truck industry on the road.
Hello everybody, back for second quarter action. Auburn ahead 14-7. And Jeff, what did you like from the Bulldogs in the first quarter?
It wasn't just Cam Binder just taking over and doing his thing. I mean, he's not even the lead scorer. In fact, he actually doesn't have any points. 6 points for Cade Paetzel, and then you got three other scorers. But I mean, it's all about sharing the ball and being active on defense, because that's the thing. They're not trying to force shots. They're just letting the game come to them. And I think for BRLD, they just need to get a little more offensive consistency.
There's Geoff Exstrom and Jack McGonigal alongside for the call of the first 6 today. And the shot is just short for BRLD, and it's picked up by Cade Paetzel. and in the hands of Binder. Notice how we didn't see very many subs, if any at all, in that first quarter. And now Cam Binder is going to get off to Ryan Binder. Back to Cade Paetzel. Paetzel down low, tough move, and post move in off the glass. 16-7 Bulldogs. And now here comes Bohannon Sr. And Bohannon Sr. going to give it up to Nodelman. Back to Vogt. Here's Vogt. Vogt's going to give it to Butler. Down to Henshin. Over to Bohannon Sr. Excuse me, Jr. Bohannon Jr. back out, and now 3 on the way. No good from Vogt, and into the hands of Bohannon Jr. And nice heads-up play there from Paetzel. Just throws it off the body of Bohannon Jr. And Auburn's going to have it. Nice heads-up play, quick reflexes, and now Paetzel is going to just give it up to Cam Binder. And Ryan Binder has it now, gives it up to Cam. Here's Cam. Cam hands it off to Maverick Binder. Maverick, just a freshman, getting some big-time minutes for the Dogs. And now here's Cam Binder. Cam back to Maverick. Maverick to Paetzel. Here's Ryan Binder driving. And he's going to be fouled, but it will be on the floor, so it'll just be an inbounds play, and Cam Binder will inbound it.
Yeah, Paetzel's really been impressive. He's only 6'1", but he's being active down there on the boards. He's being aware defensively, getting a couple of steals. He's really the leader right now on the floor, but I mean, even some of the best players on this Auburn team haven't gotten going yet.
Oh man, what a collision from Paetzel and Ferrari. Looked like Paetzel ran for the ball after he shot it and just ran right into one another, and not something you like to see, and that's going to be an Auburn turnover. As both players seem to be okay, and we move on. 6 minutes to go in the first half. Auburn up 9 on the BRLD Wolverines in Game 5 of the 2021 Heartland Hoops Classic right here at the Heartland Event Center in Grand Island on Strive. Jack McGonigal and Geoff Exstrom on the call for today, followed GICC and Pius after this one. And now Lucas Vogt at the free throw line just throws that one away. And you can't have many of those against a team that's won 54 in a row, Jeff.
Yeah, I mean, you just got to be a little more, like I mentioned before, offensive consistency. You got to get those passes down. That's just more execution. A little miscommunication, but Auburn is going to hop on top of those mistakes, and it seems like they're going to have a chance here to put this to a double-digit lead. As you see, Cade Paetzel has to be out. Looks like he has a nosebleed.
So it looks like we are going to see Auburn's first substitution, number 40, Brett Baltensberger. As Brett is a 6'5" junior. And here's Binder. And he's going to give it up to Ferrari. Back to Baltensberger. Down low. And Ferrari is going to be fouled as he goes up with it. So he's going to go to the line for 2 free throws. And now 2 fouls on each side, or 3 fouls, excuse me, now for BRLD, just 2 for Auburn. So free throws coming. And the first one, no good. Rims in and out. And so Daniel Ferrari, standing 6'6". Obviously one of the taller guys on this Auburn team, and misses both of them. And BRLD wants to run with it. Here we go. And Vogt's going to have to slow things down. And now into the game for BRLD, Zach Heggie wears number 43. And Bohannon Jr., and it's the 3. And the scoring drought ends for BRLD. They are in double digits, 16-10. 5 minutes to go in the first half. And here's Cam Binder.
Yeah, that's Bohannon's second 3. He can shoot it a little bit. You know, he's wearing number 50. He's only 6 foot tall, a senior, but can hit a couple of buckets.
Reverse layup. Cam Binder was on the left side of the hoop, now to the right, and lays it in. 18-10 Dogs. And now down Here's Vogt behind the three-point line, being guarded by Baltonsberger. And Vogt stop, pop, no good. Rebounded by Maverick Binder.
Yeah, Vogt not having the best shooting day. He's 2 for 7 from the field.
Here's Ryan Binder, gives it off to Baltonsberger. And now down to Cam Binder. And Cam Binder has it now. Screen made by Baltonsberger. Here's Binder. Binder driving right, left side, back out to Maverick Binder. Maverick Binder, long three, no good. Into the hands of BRLD. Here comes Lucas Vogt. Lucas Vogt coming at a medium style pace. And Vogt now with the right side lays it in. Vogt needed it. 15-12 timeout taken, looks like, by head coach Jim Week to the Auburn Bulldogs. And now 3:55 to go in the first half. 18-12 is BRLD down by 6 here at the 2021 Heartland Hoops Classic here in Grand Island.
Truck Center Companies, keeping America's truck industry on the road.
Hello everybody, back inside the Heartland Event Center for the 2021 Heartland Hoops Classic. It is Class C2's 14-3 BRLD Wolverines versus the defending Class C1 two-time state champion 18-0 Auburn Bulldogs. It's champion versus champion, heavyweight versus heavyweight. And right now, it's been pretty much all Auburn, Jeff.
Yeah, we've seen BRLD take a couple of shots and making them here of late. But otherwise, yeah, Auburn's been active on the defensive side. They've gotten consistent buckets from their players on the court. And that's why they hold a 6-point advantage. But this game won't be decided in the second quarter. It won't matter down the stretch.
Absolutely. So, with now under 4 to go in the first half, Cam Binder with it. And Binder is going to give it to Paetzel, who goes back to Maverick Binder. Binder down to Ferrari, over to Ryan Binder. Here's Ryan Binder over to Paetzel, down to Cam Binder. Binder back out to Ferrari. And now finding Paetzel at the top of the key, and who wants to drive it? That's Ryan Binder, lays it in. Tough move on the left side. And pure strength, 20-12. Auburn ahead by 8. Bohannon Jr. with it. And he's going to give it to Vogt. Back to Bohannon Jr. hanging her out towards that half-court line. And here is Lucas Vogt with it behind the three-point line, being guarded by Ferrari, not very closely. And nice little crossover and in. Beautiful move, Lucas Vogt.
He is just dangerous. I mean, he was kind of one-on-one, but he just sliced up that zone once he started to drive. And, man, his first step quickness is just elite.
So 20-14, 2:45 to go first half. Dogs up 6. And here's Maverick Binder to Cam Binder, back to Ryan Binder. Over to Maverick, down to Paetzel, driving the baseline. And one. Cade Paetzel draws the and one. Old school three-point play coming for Paetzel. And the Bulldogs, they are just flexing their muscles. They look pretty good so far in this first half so far.
Yeah, I mean, Paetzel's really impressed. And he now already has 10 on the day, looking to make it 11. He is just can't be stopped right now for Auburn.
And now it's 23-14 Auburn, ahead by 9. And now down low. And back out Vogt, 15-footer, no good. Rebounded by Cam Binder. And Cam Binder going to bring the ball up himself as we approach 2 minutes.
What a matchup there, Cam Binder against Lucas Vogt.
Here's Cam Binder down low to Ferrari. Kicks it back out to Maverick Binder, back to Ryan. And here's Maverick Binder. Long three, no good. Into the hands of Ferrari, puts it up. Nice job. You can't give Auburn many of those second chance opportunities because most of the time they'll capitalize and they'll haunt you.
Yeah, it's by the second or third time they've allowed the inside position to an Auburn Bulldog, and that's second or third time they let up second chance points like that.
And so that one's going to be tossed out of bounds, but looks like was last touched by Auburn, so it will stay right here with BRLD. And guarded tightly was Ryan Binder on Vogt, but Vogt does get the ball, and he gets it to Nodelman. And now down to Butler. Butler gives it to Bohannon Jr. And back to Nodelman. Nodelman down to Henshin. Here's Henshin. He's going to find Nodelman. Nodelman getting it to Butler. And then back to Bohannon Jr. Nice crossover. His three, no good. Short on it. And picked up offensive board by Dylan Butler. And into the hands of Nodelman. And it goes back to Bohannon Jr. Nice passing from the Wolverines. And it's going to be out of bounds, but last touched by Auburn. BRLD struggling to find a good shot to take. And now an inbounds play for the Wolverines. And they give it to Lucas Vogt there on the right side. Going to take the three and bang. Lucas Vogt. You can't leave him that open. He'll knock it down. Now we're under 30 seconds to go. 25-17. Auburn ahead by 8.
Yeah, Vogt has 11 and just dangerous one-on-one. If you just get to back off and give him space, he's going to make you pay.
So now Cam Binder, we'll see what he does with it in these last 12 seconds of action in the first half. Binder with it now. And Binder drives. And no, he's not going to drive. He's going to stick it out, and he's going to give it to Paetzel. Paetzel lays it in. And that will do it for the first half. Auburn 27-17. They are out to a 10-point lead here in the first half. And Auburn looked pretty dang sharp in that first half.
Yeah, that performance by Auburn there against a quality opponent like this just shows why they're a contender once again, looking for their third straight C1 state title. I mean, they just have so much depth that they just need one guy to step up. And right now, that's Cade Paetzel. He has 13 points.
And now we are going to send it to the third member of our broadcast team, Mike Sauter. He's with Auburn's head coach, Jim Weeks.
Well, Coach, it's 27-17 at half. Doing a good job, right? Defensively a little bit, except for that last three.
Yeah, it's been a couple of mistakes where they got an open look, but not too bad.
Yeah, and you've had other guys step up. Daniel and Cam kind of struggling to get going a little bit in the first half, but you've had other guys kind of make some plays for you.
Well, when they're really guarding a couple of guys, maybe helping off, other guys need to step up, and that's happened over the last 3 or 4 weeks. We've had other guys step up when they're denying or trapping, so it's always a sign of a good team.
Yeah. All right, good job.
Thanks,
congrats. Or good luck.
And so Auburn looked pretty strong in that first half. It was the Binders, Maverick Binder, Cam Binder, Ryan Binder, along with number 5, Cade Paetzel. Auburn just all around, all 5 starters looked terrific.
Yeah, Paetzel has 13 points. He can drive, he can shoot. He is 6 for 8 from the field, really has dominated. Next person up, Daniel Frary has only 5 points. On the other side, you got Lucas Vogt has 11, while Toriano Bohanna Jr. has 6.
Truck Center Companies, keeping America's truck industry on the road.
Midland's mission is to inspire people to learn and lead in the world with purpose.
My part-time service in the Army National Guard gives me a lot of opportunities. I have the ability to serve close to home, wherever that may be in the volunteer state. It also provides tuition benefits, making it possible to get the education I've always wanted. And since my service is part-time, I can pursue my dream job in the career field I choose. With part-time service in the Army National Guard, I really can have it all.
Visit NationalGuard.com to find out more.
Truck Center Companies, keeping America's truck industry on the road.
Midland's mission is to inspire people to learn and lead in the world with purpose.
My part-time service in the Army National Guard gives me a lot of opportunities. I have the ability to serve close to home, wherever that may be in the volunteer state. It also provides tuition benefits, making it possible to get the education I've always wanted. And since my service is part-time, I can pursue my dream job in the career field I choose. With part-time service in the Army National Guard, I really can have it all.
Visit NationalGuard.com to find out more.
Hello, everybody. Back inside the Heartland Event Center for the 2021 Heartland Hoops Classic. We have Game 5 of the day. The Auburn Bulldogs standing at 18-0. They are taking on the BRLD Wolverines, and they lead 27-17. I'm Jack McGonigal alongside Geoff Exstrom here on the Strive production team. And Jeff, the Bulldogs, it was pretty much all Bulldogs in that first half. What do you think they did a great job in particularly, and what do you think the second half adjustments for BRLD need to be?
Well, they really shared the load. Even though, okay, Patzel did end up with 13, he really did play a really good half. I just sense they really didn't force anything. They were moving the ball well. They were finding open shots. It's not like there was many shots where it's like, boy, they could have done something way better. They're just being clean, and that's how a good coach team is. They're clean, they're efficient, they just do overall well, and that's why Auburn is undefeated. On the other side for BRLD, I think the main issue is offensive consistency. You're getting Lucas Vogt, your star player, production 11 points, as you should. It's going to be about getting those secondary scores involved and being more consistent, get some defensive stops, and then take advantage. And that's what BRLD is going to have to do to keep up with Auburn, because a 10-point deficit to the number one team in C1, it's a tough task.
Absolutely. They are riding a 54-game win streak, a streak that's been going on since they met these guys on this floor in 2019, where BRLD took that one 68-52. The Wolverines have a lot of work to do if they want to extend their Heartland Hoops win streak to 3, as both teams, this is their third trip to the Heartland Hoops Classic. Both teams are 2-0. They played again in 2019, and then in 2020, BRLD beat Hastings 61-57, and then Auburn tops Ogallala 73-68. So both teams are a perfect 2-0 at the Heartland Hoops Classic, hoping to make it 3-0. But right now the Bulldogs are in charge of the Wolverines, as we have 3 games after this one. It will be GICC and Pius at 5:30. And then approximately at around 7:15, it will be Sunrise Christian Academy and Bellevue West. And then it will be Millard North and Oak Hill. And the nightcap to cap this one off is Sunrise Christian Academy and Oak Hill met last night. And Sunrise took that one, a double-digit win. So should be fun ones here, as it's gotten a little bit busier since the morning session, Jeff, and makes it exciting as they're allowing 75% capacity in the Heartland Event Center this weekend. Should be an exciting time. And now Auburn will have the ball to begin the half in a quick give and go, and that was number 14, Daniel Ferrari. And it's 29-17. Auburn, kind of just replica of what we saw in the first half.
Yep, just a nice cut to the basket by Ferrari. Just really no defensive pressure there, and Ferrari just had an easy path to the basket, and he's going to make that 9 times out of 10.
So 29-17, 7:25 to go in the quarter, and down low, and wow, and one, and they needed that. Dylan Butler just kind of reaches over Ferrari and puts it in, and just enough contact to call the foul. So an and one, he's going to go to the line for 1, and BRLD needs a quick start here in this second half to chip away at this Auburn lead. And first one rattles in. So 29-20. And the first one and the only one is good. And the Dogs lead by 9. And here's Cam Binder, their point guard. He's been the leader of this team for 3 years now, and he's taken them to 2 state championships, seeking their 3rd in C1. And now Binder on that left side is going to give it out to Nottleman. Nottleman back out, and Nottleman, no, wrong 14. That was Ferrari, and it's 31-20 Auburn, ahead by 11. And now the Bulldogs up by 11.
Simple pick and roll. I mean, just very simple offense, and when you do it with Cam Binder, one of the best point guards in the state, things look easy.
And now a bucket for BRLD, 31-22, up by 9. And Cam Binder with it. He's going to give it off to Maverick Binder. Maverick Binder goes to Ryan. Ryan top of the key to Paetzel. Paetzel back to Maverick Binder. The freshman, nice move to get Nottleman off his back. And driving and falling and in. Ryan Binder puts it in. Nice move there.
Yeah, off balance, got the drive. I mean, this Auburn team's really good at finishing at the basket, and they are just showing off.
33-22, only ahead by 11, but it seems much larger. And nice job there. That time it looked to be Butler again. And kind of exchanging buckets now in these first couple minutes of the second half. Here's Cam Binder with it. And Binder going to hand it off to Ryan. And driving is good. That was Cam Binder, puts it in. Or no, that was Cade Paetzel. 35-24. And on the floor, it looks like Paetzel and Cam Binder, they kind of look alike.
Yeah.
And now, 3-ball on the way. Good. That one coming from Henshin. He knocks down his triple. And now Paetzel's up to 15 points on the day for Auburn. And now Frary has it. He's going to give it to Paetzel. Goes back to Binder. Driving. Here's Maverick Binder. They kick it out to him, and the shot no good. Rebounded by Bohannon Jr. And Bohannon Jr. is going to give it up to Vogt. Tough move. Wow, Lucas Vogt puts it in. And he is so strong to the rim. Timeout. Jim Weeks and the Auburn Bulldogs. 35-29. BRLD, I can tell they've made some second half adjustments. They look a lot better than they did in the first.
Yeah, they just look a lot cleaner in terms of offensive execution. Lucas Vogt there getting a nice drive, strong finish. I mean, and they're getting their secondary score. I talked about it.
Truck Center Companies, keeping America's truck industry on the road.
And now out of the timeout, 4:42 to go. Here in the third quarter, 35-29, Auburn has a 2-possession lead on BRLD. BRLD coming in at 14-3, knocking off Logan View Scribner Snyder, who we saw earlier this morning, last night in a 3-point win. And now with it is the Auburn Bulldogs. Here's Paetzel, and Paetzel gives it to Maverick Binder, who goes to Cam Binder. Now Cam Binder with it, finds Ryan Binder. Down low to Frary, and he's going to try something, doesn't. Instead, he kicks it back out and in. That looks to be Cam Binder knocking down the 3. And Auburn back out to a 9-point lead as we reach the midway point of this third quarter. Now down low was number 12 for BRLD, Dylan Butler, who kicks it back out to Vogt. And now Vogt with it. Wing shot, good. Solid 15-footer from Lucas Vogt. He's been special tonight as he has 15 as well, so
yeah, that's what they need to adjust to. They need to put some more pressure on Vogt and just not give him any space. The second time he's done that, he's going to back off the Auburn defenders around that free throw line and just do a spot-up jumper. And some adjustments need to be made defensively on him.
And now here is Maverick Binder with it. A fine, nice pass to a tight window, but can't finish. And it's picked up by Butler. And here come the Wolverines. And now with it, Lucas Vogt, stop, pop, 3-ball, no good. Into the hands of Auburn's number 14, Daniel Frary, comes up with the board. Would have been a big shot for Vogt. But instead, on the opposite side of the floor, Ryan Binder has it. And he gets it to number 14, Daniel Frary, who goes back to Maverick Binder. Maverick Binder finding Paetzel. And Paetzel drives. And down to number 14, Daniel Frary, puts it in. 40-31, Dogs in front, 2.5 to go, third quarter, and nobody at the rim, and what a swat. What a block by Daniel Frary. Comes out of nowhere and just gets every little piece of that basketball. And now it's going to be an inbounds play.
It's almost seemed
for
like
BRLD. Wow.
Seemed like Frary was just egging Henshin on to come dribble the basket because he knew he could get there in time. He did, and Frary gets to show off his lateral quickness and his height and lengthiness there.
And now here we go, 2:16 to go, 3 ball on the way, in and out, no good. And Auburn gets the board. And here's Cam Binder, going to be guarded by Vogt. Vogt's had a few good looks here, just can't rattle him home as of late. And here's Binder. Binder driving on that right side. He's got 2-on-1. Here comes BRLD. Vogt with the steal up to Bohannon Jr. And another block, but right there, right place, right time is Butler. He puts it in on a second effort for BRLD. 40-33, minute 46.
Butler now with 9 in the quarter. Just that trailer that comes from behind to finish things off. Things getting a little sweaty. Still 7-point game, but things becoming closer by the minute.
And now here's Daniel Frary with it. He's going to go to Maverick Binder. And Binder nearly throws it away, but Ryan there makes the play, and foul is going to be called. Is this one going to be on Bohannon Jr.? And it will be. And so that is just the first team foul on the half for BRLD. And now with a minute 23, Binder has it in the backcourt. And Vogt's on him. Vogt's been on him all game long. Here's Cam. Cam finds Paetzel. Back out driving and in. Nice job there, Ryan Binder. 42-33, minute to go in the third quarter. And here's Vogt. Vogt with it, driving, nice swat again. This time it was Paetzel. Comes up with a big-time block for the Bulldogs, and can't be driving in that easily on that Auburn paint. They're right there to come swat it out of your hands.
And there you go. I mean, they made the adjustment. They didn't back off in space like they did sometimes before. They pressured him, and that, I mean, Vogt can still drive, but still, you have a better chance of defending it when he drives like that instead of just giving so much space for an open shot.
Absolutely. So now Auburn's Ryan Binder has it. Gives it up to Maverick Binder. Back to Cam. And now under 10. Here's Cam Binder with it. Left side, screen made. It's stripped away, but Cam Binder regains possession and in and out on the three, but tipped it at the buzzer. And that one, number 14, Frary, right place, right time, puts it in Auburn. 44-33 at the end of 3 here at the Heartland Hoops Classic here on Strive.
Truck Center Companies, keeping America's truck industry on the road.
Midland's mission is to inspire people to learn and lead in the world with purpose.
Here we go. Fourth quarter underway. Auburn up by 11 on the BRLD Wolverines. It's been all Auburn, Jeff, hasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, BRLD is they dipped into the lead, but Auburn just consistently, Daniel Frary and Kate Paetzel have really led the way with a combined 28 of 44 points for the Bulldogs.
So now it was an air ball on the three, but BRLD gets the offensive rebound. And now Lucas Vogt shoots the three and no good into the hands of Auburn's number 14, Daniel Frary. And he gets the board. He hands it off to Binder. And Binder just loses control of it, kind of spins out of his hands. And into the hands of the Wolverines, Bohannon Jr. will bring the ball up to number 43, Zach Heggie of BRLD. And now Bohannon Jr. with it. He's going to take the three, and no good. Rebounded by Frary. So a couple missed three balls from BRLD early on here in this fourth quarter. And now Ryan Binder has it. And Ryan Binder is going to find Cam Binder. He's tried to find Cam Binder, but it's deflected into the hands of the Wolverines. And now another three coming. This time it's Heggie. He knocks down the triple, and the scoring is underway in the fourth quarter. 44-36 timeout being taken. And it's going to be a full timeout by BRLD. And Auburn, what do they need to do to put this game in the win column?
Well, I think Jim Weeks wanted a timeout too. I mean, that was a sloppy sequence right there. We're just throwing it across the court, turning it over. So both teams need to regroup here. Auburn just needs to keep doing what they're doing offensively. Just continue to pour in buckets. BRLD now is dependent on its defense now to get some stops, because they've had a little trouble of stopping Auburn so far in this game. The Bulldogs shooting 20 for 32, so 62%, really efficient today. Well, for BRLD, they are 15 for 28, so still pretty efficient at 54%, 5 for 15 from beyond the arc. So this is a game that's been pretty good for both teams. So it's just that Auburn is better right now.
Couldn't agree more, as a triple from Zach Heggie, the 6'2 senior. He knocks that one down in the corner on the right side, and that was the last thing that happened before the timeout. So now inbounding, and looks like a little bit of a press. No, not too much of a press, but there are a couple Wolverines in the backcourt. And now Ryan Binder has it. And Binder gives it to Paetzel. Paetzel back to Maverick Binder. Down to Cam Binder. And it's batted away. Cam Binder has to run after him. A nice job by Vogt there, and it is out of bounds.
What are they going to do? They can give it the timeout, or are they going to say it was out of bounds?
And man, oh man, Lucas Vogt and Binder were running after them. The ball just kind of rolled down that out of bounds line. But they are going to say out of bounds, last touched by BRLD. Auburn has possession.
Yep, that's what Corey Meyer and the Wolverines wanted to discuss initially, is that they wanted a timeout, but Auburn gets another chance.
So Ryan Binder's just going to take it himself all the way to the rim and lays it in on the right side. And it's back to a 10-point Dogs lead. And Vogt's losing a little bit of control of it, but gets back. Here's Butler, three on the way. No good. Foul in the paint as Vogt and Ryan Binder were on the floor. And it looks like it's going to be a foul against BRLD. And now checking into the game is Henshin. And looks like he will replace Heggie. And that's the thing about, I have not seen many substitutes at all in this game. It's been these guys on the floor duking it out for now 3.5 quarters. And Cam Binder is going to give it to Ryan Binder. And Ryan Binder. And foul called as Bohannon Jr. just kind of runs into him. And that will be an inbounds play for the Bulldogs, as Auburn's played a pretty clean half. They only have one foul in the half. And there's 5:27 to go in the game. And now inbounding Ryan Binder for the Bulldogs. And Ryan is going to give it to Paetzel, as maybe Cam Binder thought he was getting it, but and it's to Binder, and gives it to Paetzel, back to Binder. Binder in that corner on the left side. What's he going to do with it? And he's going to give it to Paetzel. Maverick Binder standing there on the half court. Paetzel drives toward the three-point line and back out to Ryan Binder. I'm not surprised Auburn's taken a little bit to find their shot, as they are up 10 with 5 minutes to go. And that ball's nearly stolen away, but man, oh man. Another collision there, this one around half court, and it looks like it was Lucas Vogt. And he may have just he's got flattened there, and he is on his back at half court.
Don't know the number just yet because vote is all right.
Oh, it wasn't
14?
Vogt, excuse me.
So it looks like that's Nodelman. Took a hard collision.
Okay, yes, you're absolutely right.
Seems okay, though, which is good to walking off a little gingerly, but.
Yeah, I just kind of pointed his head and he ran right into the Auburn player there, and I think it was it Binder? Was it one of the Binders? I was focused on I was focused on the fall. I couldn't catch who that Auburn player was. But the ref's gonna wipe it off, and we are going to take a quick timeout as BRLD is down 10 with 4:57 to go. And the Wolverines trailing by 10, but we still have 3 games ahead of us. It's Grand Island Central Catholic and Lincoln Pius X. That's approximately supposed to tip off at 5:30. We've done a nice job of staying on schedule today. Haven't gotten too far behind. I think the Mount Michael Grand Island game was about the furthest we got behind. That was probably 10, 15 minutes max. So, I mean, definitely well run today here in Grand Island as we're moving right along.
Yeah, I mean, all the games have been relatively clean. It's really just not a lot of whistles, so it's been able to get through a lot of these games.
Yep.
And this next one is really going to be good. GICC, of course, coached by Tino Martinez, who one of the founders of, the founder of this Heartland Hoops Classic, to be able to bring all these teams together. He would take on, his team will take on Lincoln Pius the 10th. Lincoln Pius number 5 in Class A, and GICC easily a top 3 team in Class C2. So it should be an interesting challenge between those two schools. It's one of the premier matchups. This second half is really loaded with games.
Oh, goodness gracious. I think, yeah, especially the whole day has been pretty good, but this second half, it's worth your $10 ticket or whatever it was at the gate, and we're back out of the timeout and another timeout. So timeout, timeout, timeout. It seems like we're sitting here talking rather than watching the game.
And it's interesting with Auburn because they are known for one of those teams around the state that really does take advantage of the no shot clock in Nebraska. I mean, I think I've heard some stories. Well, they, with about 3 or 4 minutes to go, they will literally just hang on and dribble the ball around and pass it for those 3-4 minutes until teams are forced to foul them because they can't get anything going and steal the ball. So we'll see how much they do that here with under 5 minutes to go. I mean, it's a smart strategy to do that.
It's not the most exciting thing from a fan's perspective, but is it the smartest? Yes, I think so. Auburn, that's, I mean, part of the reason they're 18-0. You have to be well coached to be 2-time defending state champions and a perfect 18-0 on the year. And I think the Class C1 state tournament's going to be a fun one. If it's the 4 premier teams in those semifinals, Auburn, Adams Central, St. Paul, Kearney Catholic, those will be must-see TV.
Yeah.
As those will be great games. And now Auburn has possession with 4.5. Cam Binder will give it to Ryan Binder. And Ryan Binder, no call as he falls hard to the ground. We've had a couple mean collisions in this game, and Bohannon Jr., no good. From behind, no good again. Third luck's a charm and in for BRLD. 46-38 with 4:20 to go.
Yeah, that was like a deep touchdown Hail Mary pass that Bohannon caught, and luckily on the third try they were able to get it home. 8-point game. But now if they weren't trying to waste time, Auburn will definitely do that now.
And Cade Paetzel now with it. And he's going to dribble this thing out under 4, and now he's being double teamed. He's got to get rid of it. It's a turnover. Here comes Bohannon Jr. Bohannon Jr. Oh, that's a killer.
What a smart play. Wow, they're on the back end.
That's going to be Auburn ball.
Butler had the awareness to catch the ball mid-air. Oh, they can call for Auburn ball. Oh, that looked like it was going to be a great play by Butler to just jump up in mid-air, catch the ball, and throw it off an Auburn defender.
I told you earlier in the day, one of my pet peeves is when you don't use the glass on a layup.
Yeah.
Perfect example right there. I think it would have gone in if you want to use the glass. And another near turnover.
Call a foul.
But a foul is going to be called in the backcourt as, Yeah, Cam Binder drew the foul with 3:42 to go.
Boy,
but man, oh man.
That missed layup, that gimme really hurts because all of a sudden you're looking
sure.
at difference of an 8 and 6 point game. And
momentum shifts too.
Yeah. I mean, still a lot of fouls to give. I mean, BRLD still has 2 fouls to give before free throws are shot here by Auburn.
So now the pressure really being applied on defense from BRLD. And is that another turnover? Yes, it is. That's Butler. Here comes Butler with it. And he's going to give it to Vogt. Lucas Vogt, we'll see what he does with it. Vogt's calling for something.
He can take it right here if he's going to take the shot.
Oh, Vogt trying to be a little fancy with it, but here we go. Vogt's going to drive, and foul going to be called. And that one is going to be the second team foul for Auburn in this half. And now under the basket is Vogt, and Vogt gets it out to Butler. Now Dylan Butler gives it to Heggie, and it's into the hands of Henshin. Here comes Butler right side. Foul called.
And that's another one on Frary there, his second. Still, foul is really not an issue. Auburn has 3, BRD has 4.
And Vogt's going to find Heggie. And Heggie's going to give it to Henshin. And their turnover there by BRLD. They do take care of it as Maverick Binder almost hits it, and 3-ball on the way. Dylan Butler. So 46-41. And BRLD not going away easily as they are still fighting in this one. 2:49. It's a 5-point game now. 46-41. And BRLD making some noise here in this final half of this fourth quarter.
Yeah, and the defensive pressure by BRLD has really intensified, and you're already seeing about 2 or 3 turnovers in a row because of that defense. Really impressive by the Wolverines. Makes you wonder why they didn't try to do that early on in the game, or at least sooner. But they're going to need a couple more turnovers here. Still plenty of time. You got 2:49, but making things a little closer and giving Auburn a scare. I mean, he had the lead at 11. Now it's down, cut in half to 5. I'm interested to see, keep up. BLRD needs to keep up that defensive pressure. They need to force something from Auburn because they proved they can do it in these last few possessions.
As you can see, the crowd is filling up. Kind of those red seats behind the baskets weren't as full. Barely anybody in them this morning, and now they're filling up as we got 3 games left and getting towards the nightcap. As Cam Binder will bring the ball up the floor.
Oh, wow.
And is it near another turnover, but Maverick Binder gets it off. And here is Auburn. And now with 2.5, here are the Bulldogs. And Ryan Binder gets it up to Cam Binder. And Cam has it. Cam Binder's going to give it off, and a foul called.
It's going to be on Vogt.
And Vogt's going to be the one to commit the foul there. Just his second, it looks like. And the team's 5th.
So one more foul to give before Auburn will have the 1-and-1. Something to watch out for.
For sure. And now with 2:16 to go, it'll be an inbounds play towards the scorer's table for Auburn. And in the backcourt, they find Cam Binder. And Cam Binder with it. Gets it to Paetzel. Back to Ryan Binder. And is another foul called? Yes, it is. That one looks like it's going to be on number 5, Micah Henshin. So now one more foul, and Auburn is in the single bonus. And will the Bulldogs, or excuse me, the Wolverines foul again? I don't believe so, because it's results in free throws for Auburn. That's trying to, and there it is, a foul either on number 14, Elliot Nottleman or number 12, Dylan Butler. They kind of tapped him simultaneously, so we'll see who the officials give the foul to, and it's going to be on number 14, Elliot Nottleman. His third personal, the team's 7th, so now at the line to shoot 1-1 is Daniel Frary. And the free throw, good. Knocks it home, 47-41 Auburn. $1:56 to go in the ball game.
BRLD's got to knock down a couple of key three-pointers. Still got a minute 56.
Good. So 48-41
wow.
7-point game, and ball's on the floor. Who has it? And a kick ball, but will be out of bounds. Last touched by Auburn. That was Paetzel, who tapped his foot and rolled right on out of bounds. So now bringing the ball up the floor, number 5, Micah Henshin. And Henshin has the ball. He gives it up to Vogt. Never know what Lucas Vogt's going to do with it. So talented. Such a good ball handler. Step back 3. That's going to be short, but.
Oh, wow. They called a foul.
And he's going to be fouled. And Ryan Binder in a little bit of disbelief. Jim Weeks is as well. And now Lucas Vogt, probably the guy you don't want at the free throw line if you're an Auburn Bulldog, as he is a very good free throw shooter. That's the announcer jinx again.
Yep. 2 more shots. He at least needs these 2. Wow.
That one, same one, off the front iron again, and now you need this one. You can't miss 3 in a row. You're not going to get these sort of gifts from Auburn very often, and he hits that one. So 48-42, not exactly what you wanted out of a couple missed free throws, and Binder having trouble. It does get up to Maverick Binder, nothing but pure hardwood in front of him. And no miscommunication. And it looked like Paetzel was cutting towards the rim, but number 14, Daniel Frary, thought he was going to stick it out on the corner. And now a gift for BRLD as Auburn's played a sloppy second half. And now with it, Lucas Vogt. And Vogt was 16 on the day, and he is going to be, and it's going to go out of bounds off the Bulldogs.
So that's going to be a foul on Frary, actually. That's his 3rd, but BRLD will throw it off here in the inbounds.
And now with it is Nottleman. And going to give it back out to Bohannon. And a foul is going to be called. So Auburn, man, oh man, they've racked up fouls here in this 4th quarter. They're at 1 heading into the 4th. Now they're at 6.
And that's Frary's 4th, so you got to be careful. I mean, there's only a minute 5 seconds to go, but certainly not a player that you want to foul out down the stretch.
So down 6 is BRLD with a minute to play here in Game 5 of the Heartland Hoops. Foul is going to be called. Send them to the free throw line.
It'll be on Paetzel, his 3rd. So, yeah, like, Vogt, that was his previous.
Looks like just Paetzel's 2nd,
yeah.
so he should be okay.
Okay. But, yeah,
and the
1
free
for
throw,
3.
good.
It was 1 for 3 last time, gets the 1 here.
And you just go back to kind of thinking about a couple of the gimmies BRLD missed opportunities on the layup, and then the couple free throws by Vogt. It's a whole different ball game. If those fall in the direction and another missed free throw, that's the crucial part for BRLD. You got to hit these free throws. And Binder's lost, and it's nearly stolen away, but it's out of bounds against, and his last touch by BRLD as Vogt nearly came up with the steal. And it looks like the official shoe is untied. Now it's 52.4 to go.
But, I mean, it's frustrating if you're Corey Meyer and BRLD because you had a lot of opportunities here to make this one closer than it is, to put yourself in a better position.
For
you
sure.
Take a timeout to discuss things. But, I mean, you had that missed gimme. You had those now 4 free throws by Vogt if you hit them. I mean, that's a 6-point. That's the lead right now. Or excuse me, that's a 5. So this is a tie ball game.
Yep.
No,
It's just
three. Yes, 5.
Yeah, it'd be a tie. It'd be a tie
Right.
game. Yep.
So it'll be a tie game if those opportunities are taken advantage of. And, yeah, it's something you're going to look back on if BRLD doesn't pull this one out. But, again, it just shows how close these teams are.
And the next one coming up tonight, 5:30 p.m., just right around the corner. Grand Island Central Catholic. They will take on Lincoln Pius X. It's the Catholic versus Catholic school. Should be a fun one as it's a Class A versus Class C2. And Grand Island Central Catholic has quite the defense as they held Scott Catholic to just 23 points. And they're a Class B team who was neck and neck with Pius all game long just about a week and a half ago. And it should be a fun one. That should be a fun 5:30 game. Tino Martinez, as you mentioned, and Lincoln Pius led by Sam and Charlie Hoiberg. Yeah, they're a fun group, and they're identical twins, so you really have to watch for the numbers. And they both wear bandanas as well, so literally look carbon copy when I saw them play. 52.4 to go. 48-43. Auburn up by 5. And the Bulldogs are going to have the basketball. But will we see another timeout?
I think that's what's happening. I mean,
I believe so. No whistle was blown. They just kind of went to their huddles without. And so I'm just going to take that as a timeout. So earlier today, we had Mullen defeat Loomis. It's Class B hasn't had the best day as Mount Michael fell, Elkhorn North fell, Northwest fell. As Mount Michael fell to Grand Island, Northwest falls to Logan View, Scribner Snyder. Elkhorn North falls to St. Paul. And now game 5, it is Class C2 versus Class C1. We saw an all D2 matchup in game 1, and then we will see C2 versus A in the 5:30 game. And then out of state, Sunrise Christian Academy will take on Bellevue West, as that one is being promoted on the scoreboard as we speak. And that one will be followed by Oak Hill and Millwood North, set to tip at 9. Millwood North, a lot of fun to watch, as is Oak Hill. Should be a great night ahead of us here at the Heartland Hoops Classic in beautiful Grand Island, Nebraska. And now, number 5, Cade Patel with it. And here's Ryan Binder. Ryan Binder's going to go all the way on the floor to it and puts it in. That time it was Frary, now under 40. 50-43. Vogt driving, no call, puts it in. 50-45. And the clock is running right now. Here we go. Under 30. Gets it up. And here is Ryan Binder. Is going to go all the way to the rim, except he was fouled. A reach-in before he could score. So he's going to go to the line for a 1-and-1 opportunity with 25.3 seconds to play. And Ryan Binder at the line to shoot. And now, with 17 points on the day, Frary, he's looked pretty good today, but has 4 fouls. Free throw, no good, and it is a BRLD rebound. Huge, massive rebound for the Wolverines. Here comes Butler under 20, 50-45.
Need a basket, anything.
Down the floor, foul called. Going to the line is Vogt invoked. You went 1 for 3 last time. You need both here.
Yep. I mean, it's a must. And even that would make it a 3-point game, and only 1 free throw would extend it to a 2 possession lead. But yeah, you need both. 17 seconds flat is good. So now this can cut it to a 1 possession game, something BRLD hasn't seen in quite some time in this ball game, and they're creeping back here at the end of this one. And the next one, no good. Wow.
And now you got a foul. 50-46, 15.2, and you got to hope for an Auburn miss or two. Is if BRLD fouls one more time, that'll be the first team all day to enter the double bonus in either half, which is quite impressive. The officiating crew all day, for the most part, has let these guys play. Not a ton of ticky-tacky fouls called throughout the day, which, in my opinion, I like that more than, foul every 5 seconds. Another miss. Here's BRLD. Here we go. 12 seconds. You got to go.
You got under 10.
And now he's got to fire one up. Vogt's going to shoot. No good.
Yeah.
And rebounded by number 14, Daniel Frary. And that was a big-time three if he would have hit it. But
yeah,
it will be, and that should do it. One should do it for sure, unless something magical happens for BRLD. The Bulldogs very well could be moving on to 19-0, and the win streak would be at 55. And the free throw's good, 51-46.
Yep, Frary has 18 points. Vogt has a game-high 20, but Frary's done the heavy lifting.
And the next one goes 52-46. Here we go. And from half court is off the backboard, and that's your ball game. The Auburn Bulldogs advance to 19-0. BRLD drops to 14-4. Auburn hangs on to win this one 52-46. Auburn, and what did you like there from the Bulldogs all day long? And it got close at the end. BRLD, they hung in tight, didn't give up.
Yep, shot 65%. Daniel Frary led the way, 19 points, 15 for Cade Paetzel. Just a really good game, efficient game, and that's what you get when you have back-to-back state champions like these two.
And now 5 games are complete. And I think we might head down in just a bit to Mike Sauter, as he's been getting player interviews and coach interviews all game long. And now we are with Mike Sauter. He's with head coach of Auburn, Jim Weeks. Look that one out.
Yeah, that's kind of the reason why we came to this thing, so we could put us in situations that were, postseason play type. So it's good. Great for us to get through something like this.
Yeah, I mean, and your big guy, he's had a heck of a year and had a heck of a game. Daniel Frary, he's our player of the game.
Yeah.
19, I think he had 19 and 10 rebounds, and that's about what he's been averaging.
He's been a warrior for 3 years.
Right.
As a sophomore, and no one really knew about him, and he got to the state tournament, and became an all-state team, and then the last couple of years, they kind of know about him, and he gets better every game, every year.
Right. All right. Thanks, Coach. Real quick. All right. Our player of the game, Daniel, 19 and 10, I think 18 and 10. Kind of battle. It was a pretty physical contest out there tonight.
Yeah. We knew it was going to be physical coming into it, and we've been preparing really well for it. Coaches put us through some tough practices, so we're excited for it.
That's nothing new, though.
Yeah. You get pretty used to it after a while.
All right, man. Thanks.
Yep,
Good
thanks.
job.
And the final again, Auburn wins this one. And along that being said, I am Jack McGonigal along with Geoffrey Exstrom. And we will bring you Game 6 of tonight between GICC and Lincoln Pius. Until then, you are watching the Heartland Hoops Classic right here on Strive.
Truck Center Companies, keeping America's truck industry on the road.